Has there ever been an addiction to something you experienced in your life that you were able to successfully quit and overcome?
Yeah, we talked about that already. I used to smoke weed a lot, every day, all day, every day, all day. And yes, I've not smoked a blunt in like 2 years, and I love it. I love it, and I will not go back for nothing. I think I pretty much don't even like the smell of it no more. Like, watch out.
Now, we did discuss it very briefly,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't know if it was an addiction or not till
Right.
just now.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was an addiction. Like, if I wanted to stop, I could have stopped. It's all in the mind, but I just didn't want to stop. I love to smoke. I love to be high. Like, I like writing music when I'm high. I used to love smoking. I just loved it. But like I said, I don't feel like it was an addiction. I just love to do it. It was just becoming a habit. Like, I just smoked a lot.
And how were you able to quit?
What's so crazy is I didn't even initially try to stop. I had did a 10-city tour. Matter of fact, it was probably 3 years ago. I did a 10-city tour, and I wasn't really into, like, like when you go to new cities, you don't want to just be buying from random people. I didn't have no big team with me, so I'm like, okay, well, I ain't finna look for it. I just want to get my bag, get on this stage, and go back to my hotel room. And then after like those 2 weeks was up, by the time I got back to the crib, to the city, I'm like, I ain't smoked in like 2 weeks. And then just from there, it just was like, I just didn't care about it no more. But I didn't initially try to stop. At that time, it just wasn't important. I was on a tour. I was just trying to focus. I didn't want to be high. I didn't want to be drinking. I just wanted to just go there, do what I had to do, take care of business, and leave. So I wasn't even trying to get high or even looking for it.
When you were smoking marijuana back then, was it for medical purposes or recreational at the time?
Oh, no. I just did it because I like to do it.
Did it begin as medical purposes for you by any chance?
No.
And when it came to, well, what have you noticed health wise, mentally or physically since you quit?
I started eating more. I started gaining more weight because I was like super, super skinny. Yes, just like I feel like even just like writing my songs, like I've always been super, super dope. But I just feel like now I just take a little bit more time. Like even like you said, like even just like the mind thing, like if I was to smoke a blunt right now, I'd be looking for my phone with it in my hand. So it's just like I just feel like I'm just more aware. Like I'm always aware, but it's like being high, it do kind of put you back a little bit.
What have you noticed music wise more specifically since you quit?
I think I rap better. I think I make better songs. I think I probably make more songs than I would. Like if I was high, I probably could do like 2 songs a day. But now, like, yeah, I could go in for sure, for sure. Four, 4 songs in a day, 5 songs. Just writing music, not even just recording it, just writing, getting in my bag and just focusing and just writing. Back then, like you be high, you be like, you know what, I'll finish this tomorrow. But yeah, just staying more focused.
What's been your biggest song so far in your music collection?
It's a song that I have called Playing With Me. It's out. The video is out. 2 million streams. Yes, I love it. The biggest.
Was that song in particular created or recorded under the influence of marijuana or drug free?
No, I was drug free. That was recently.
And because of the success of that song and the fact that you were drug free, does that encourage you to continue on that path of being drug free?
Um, I would say, I mean, I wouldn't even say, because I feel like even when I was smoking weed, that I've had a lot of success stories. I was doing a lot, but I do feel like I've accomplished more, and I'm more focused. Like even just like recording in the studio, like sometimes you would mess up, do it again, mess up, do it again. Now, like with me not being high, like I could just go in there and knock it out. 1 take, 2 takes, probably at the most. So I wouldn't say that it was successful because I didn't smoke weed. But even just like when I stopped smoking, like everything about me, just like I just turned it up a notch. I ain't had nothing. I was just wasn't high, so I just went full fledged. So
Ever calculated how much money you've saved?
I wouldn't say that I saved. Because I'm always spending. No, I'm just playing. No, I wouldn't say that I calculate how much I save. I probably calculate how much I make now more than I save. And what's so crazy about me, like, girl, like, we let it shop, we like to do our thing, but I can, like, a lot of times I'd be like, okay, I can spend this because I'm finna make this, or I can spend this, oh yeah, I just made that, I just did 3 shows, I'm good, like, I could spend this, but I would definitely calculate more what I'm making of what I'm spending. I need to start doing that more. I need to start saving more, but I'm good.
Now, this is generally speaking here because everybody's circumstance could be different, but maybe there's somebody watching this interview
Right.
that just quit marijuana.
Right.
Okay? And they want to continue on that path of never touching it again.
Right.
Is there anything you would say to that person?
I feel like everybody's story is different. Like, 'cause even when I stopped smoking, it was people, like, I had friends that still smoke weed. And they used to ask me all the time, like, how did you stop? Like, well, I just can't do it like that. Like, you good, because I just can't do it like that. I mean, I just feel like everything, like, is a mind thing. Like, it has to be in that person. Like, because just because you smoke every day don't mean that you got to do it. Like, I don't feel like, some people do got an addiction, but I feel like it's nothing that you couldn't stop. If you had to get a job or something, you would stop. If you had to, certain things that make you stop. So I just feel like people just don't want to. So once they get that in their minds, like, you know what, I'm cool on this. I'm spending too much money on this. I don't need this. And then I feel like that you could stop. But other than that, like, it's just a mind thing. Like, they get high because they want to get high. They like the way it feels.
And that description that you presented of you were an all-day smoker, everyday smoker, or whatever you said, I can't remember exactly verbatim,
Every day, all day.
it was something of that nature. How long do you think you were like that for? Are you able to put an approximate time, a rough estimate? Were you like that for a year, 2 years?
Was smoking every day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I probably hit my first blunt probably, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was underage. Like 16, and I literally just stopped, like, no, I wouldn't say 16, maybe 17, definitely in high school, maybe like 11th grade. So, yeah, I wasn't that young. I was like 17. But, yeah, so I just stopped like 3 years ago, so pretty much.
But how long do you think you were an everyday smoker for? That description that you presented of every day, all day, how long do you think you were like that for? Is there a rough estimate you could put on that?
Probably like a few years, because it did slow down. Like probably when I first started smoking weed, I was more so like new to it. So it was just like, I wanted to be high. It was a new feeling. I just wanted to be high, but it kind of faded away. It wasn't that long.
Anything else on this subject or a question you weren't asked? People want to know about it.
Nah, I'm done with weed. That's it.
Speaking of the recording studio, an additional question that just came to mind here. Because you are not a marijuana smoker anymore, is that something when you're in the studio that is like a studio rule for you at this point? Like no one can have it around you?
Oh, no. You could be right next to me smoking. I'm just not going to hit. Yeah, I don't really care what other people do.